Good morning, Antioch. I am representing you. My name is Rakesh Kumar Christian, and you see what is going on in Antioch. Antioch has a miserable path, unbelievable. Antioch is supposed to be second largest city of the Contra Costa County from the Bay Area, and supposed to be golden nugget. Is path of disaster thanks to mismanagement of my opponents. And that's very sad. And that's why I decided to run for Antioch. Pro-housing, pro-business, pro-education, and make Antioch American glory. And that's why I'm running. And I'm representing Antioch City. Thank you. God bless.
Okay, and I will turn to you, Lamar Hernandez-Thorpe, and let's talk about you are currently in the position of mayor, why you are running for re-election, why you want this position again.
Well, thank you for having us today, and I want to thank Mr. Christian for running. I think it's important for democracy, and my Republican opponent couldn't be here today, Ron Bernal, but I thank him as well for participating in this process. For the last 4 years, I've served as the mayor. It's been an interesting ride. I've enjoyed every minute of it. But the fact of the matter is I'm running to continue to build an inclusive community. I'm running to continue to build safe parks, safe streets, safe everything for all of our residents. The fact of the matter is that while Mr. Christian believes that Antioch is doom and gloom, we're still one of the fastest growing cities in Northern California. We are now the second largest city in Contra Costa County, and we are now the second most diverse city in all of the San Francisco Bay Area. People continue to come to Antioch because it's a place where they can find hope and opportunity. It's a place where they can find affordability in terms of housing prices throughout the Bay Area. So this notion that it's doom and gloom is silly to me because the fact of the matter is Antioch's best days are ahead of us. We continue to provide services that we've never provided or any city in this county provides. We provide a community crisis response team. We're the only city to do so. We provide direct homeless services to our residents on the streets. We're the only city to do so. We provide transitional housing. We provide workforce development for those who have been justice involved. We're doing things that nobody else has done in the city of Antioch or no other city in Contra Costa County continues to do. My role in the next 4 years is to find sustainable funding for these programs to ensure that we grow them, continue to move people off the streets and into housing, and ensure that we're building our overall quality of life for the city.
Okay, let's dive into some of the issues facing Antioch because it is not a city without challenges, as you guys have both referenced. We can start with the police force if we can. The last numbers I saw back in June said 75 sworn police officers, 40 vacant sworn police officer positions. This comes after obviously some controversy around racist text messages, and this month there was also another investigation over some social media messages. Talk about what you see as the future of the police department and how you move it forward.
Well, we're on the path now. We're not at 70-something. We're in the mid-80s. By the end of the year, we'll probably be in the 90s, and then by next year, we'll strive to shoot to 115. And let's not have amnesia about what happened. I inherited a police department that was fundamentally wrong for the citizens of Antioch. I inherited my first month as mayor. We had an in-custody death of Angelo Quinto. We settled that case for $7.5 million, nearly put the city in bankruptcy. The racist text messaging scandals, the individuals who are now being federally indicted for crimes, who are also facing state charges, and the 40 or so police officers that were implicated in the racist text messaging scandal, all happened because of poor leadership by the city manager, the previous city manager, who also happens to be my opponent, Ron Bernal, and by the former chief of police. And so these are the problems that I inherited that we're fixing. When we heard about these challenges, the first thing I did was go on TV and talk to voters and said, what we need to do is do a hiring incentive to ensure that we are hiring new officers. So I proposed $40,000 as a signing bonus. The council decided to lower it to $30,000. We approved it. Since the passing of that measure, we've hired 36 new police officers in the city of Antioch that are reflective of our community. And what's great about these officers is that they know it's not a secret what happened in Antioch, but yet they've chosen to come and serve the people of Antioch, knowing that they want to be part of change. And so I'm proud of the path that we're on to build a stronger police department for our folks. Now, what's critically important to understand is that it's not over yet. We're still under DOJ investigation by the federal government, DOJ investigation by the state government. And so at some point, we're going to have to figure out what direction we're going to go in. It might be a memorandum of understanding with these agencies or a consent decree, but someone has to be able to steward us in the right direction, and I know that I'm the right person for that job because I've been stewarding us in the last 4 years to get to where we're at today.
I turn to you and talk about the police department staffing and some of the controversies that have surrounded it.
I respect police department. Police department doing excellent job. I have experienced it. Is the public safety come if the people has a job, people has money in their pocket. That's the important thing. That's the thing Lamar failed to create the more job, bring the more business. He shut it down the business. Even I love the restaurant in Antioch. He shut it down when he got in power. So that's not good. Police department is not the police officer. If people love too many military, they can go to Russia. My plan is totally different. We need the police officer, that's correct. But don't blame that we don't have no police officer, that's why we don't have public safety. No, people are good. People are losing the money, that is the problem. That the people getting psychotic problem because they're losing their money. When they become disabled, they're also losing their hope. And it is failed. It's very sad. It's nothing to do with that one. He's my brother too, right? But we have to take care of ourselves. Public safety come by the job. One word, that's it. Simple. If you have more opportunity, if you have more people coming, you know, where are you going to put? Where are they going to work? That is the problem. Safety is the important things, but it's not going to become by the, oh, I will put the more police officer, so they can make 400,000 and I will create the job. No, that is not the point. You want to create the public safety by the creating more business. Make the Antioch pro-business center in whole Bay Area. We are better than Silicon Valley. Thank you.
So how can I follow up on that in terms of economic development? What is your plan for economic
My
development?
plan is completely different. My plan is totally different. I'm not going to say I will do that one, put the police officer, maybe I will bring the military. No, I'm going to create the job, make the business welcome here. It's the communication skill. Business doesn't come just like they're going to come here. No. You need to have a communication, you need to have a public relationship. If you don't have a public relationship, you can do nothing. That's the way I can succeed when I was working. Because you need to have a contact with the people. You know, I'm not going to go to China and look for the billionaire. We have a billionaire here. Bay Area produced the billionaire. Ask the Zuckerberg. So you don't need to go to China and look for the billionaire. And I'm not going, if I something, and I will go sold my land to go China, play basketball. So I'm not the kind of leader. I'm representative American citizen. And that's why I'm here.
I turn to you and let's talk about economic development and how you bring.
Well, before we get to economic, I just need to respond to something because, and you know, I like Mr. Christian. He's a good man, but he said that the police department has been doing a great job. There are several officers who are being federally indicted for violating people's rights. That is not a good job. There are people who are facing state charges for taking liquor to get other people out of tickets. That's not a good job. There are people who sat around and called black women water buffalo, monkeys, and gorillas.
Oh my God.
That is not a good job. So if you're telling that the people of Antioch that that's a good job, shame on you, because that's not a good job. The fact of the matter is we're cleaning it up because those people don't deserve to be in our police department or deserve to be earning a nickel from any resident in the city of Antioch by any stretch of the imagination. Secondly, in terms of economic development, what you may not know is that Antioch is now a marine terminal to the second largest car transporter in all of the world, Amports. We're building jobs in Antioch. We're continuing to build jobs, not service jobs, not just Ross and Chick-fil-A and these types of jobs. We're bringing jobs where people can earn a good living. We have been fueling the cannabis industry in our city, whether you agree with it or not. It's been fueling, and guess what? Those jobs, people pay hard-earned, good quality salaries and wages and benefits. And so the idea that we haven't been creating jobs or we haven't been focused on the economy is nonsense, because in fact we have, and we're going to continue to do so. Where we have approved over 1 million square foot, over 1 million square foot of new advanced manufacturing, logistics, and a new manufacturing and logistics center that's going to be opening up on Wilbur. So the jobs are coming. We're focused on the economy. We've never taken our eye off, even with the scandal of the police department.
Okay, I will let you respond to that if you'd like to respond to that,
Yes,
because certainly
most
when we're talking
definitely.
about
I
racism,
will,
sexism.
with due respect, I understand your psychology, okay? Because I experienced a police officer John, when I came to US, no car, I was 23 years old, 24-year-old, walking on the freeway, and police officer gave me a ride. So I never have no police a bad experience, so I cannot talk about it. Okay, that's number one. And you say you create the job, right? Then why, underneath your mismanagement, why city got the $19 million deficit? Why? What is the reason? $19 million deficit in city of Antioch. And you say is economic growth. I did. But why the deficit is coming then, if you're thinking like that? That is my question. I'm not worried what the police are. Everybody going to tell everything. People have their opinion. They can tell anything. They tell me bad things too. I don't care. God give you 2 years, 1 year listen, take it out another year.
Okay, but do you think the police department is doing a good job in terms of...
I think so. I hope so.
Okay. I think, okay.
Can I have to clarify, this is just not a fact that we're having $19 million deficit. We don't. That's just not true. I don't know where you got that number. I don't know.
Check your record.
Listen. I graduated from George Washington University. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay? It was no small task to get there. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, so I will say this before this keeps going in a direction of, certainly as we look at the numbers, and this is something that people can look up and we can address that. I'd like to move on to some other topics, otherwise we won't get to these other topics. I wouldn't talk about schools. I'm going to let you start about the schools. I mean, certainly we just had the superintendent step down. There's controversy in the schools. Tell me about where you think schools stand in Antioch, and do you have a plan in terms of a larger idea?
The city council doesn't run the schools. The school board runs the schools. But I do think that we have a lot of work to do to increase our overall scores. Our children just are not at grade level where they're supposed to be, whether it's math, writing, or anything. And so there's a lot of work that we need to do. We, in 2018, myself and Councilwoman Wilson put together a measure called Measure W. Part of Measure W funds youth programs because we wanted to provide after-school programs, particularly seeing the numbers. They're just abysmal. And so we are using the Measure W funds for the new youth programs. We do summer internship opportunities. We're doing the Mayor's Apprenticeship Program and a host of other partnerships with nonprofits to hopefully try to work with our school district. Now that we're going to have a new superintendent, I hope that we'll be able to build better relationships with the school district and our school board so that there's more synergy and connectivity to ensure that we're all looking at the overall numbers and striving towards the same thing, which is increasing them.
Okay, and how do you feel the mayor can help in terms of, the mayor's office can help in terms of supporting the schools, especially considering everything that's happening?
Most definitely. It's the communication skill over there. You have to talk and what is going on and what the kids want and what the parents want. It's not the school decide choice for the kids. Parents is absolutely right to guide their own kids because the school start from the parents first. So parents also responsible for those things.
Okay.
It's not that I will put the new superintendent, I will put this one, I will do this one. No, that's all the BS. You know, that's nothing going to be changed until the citizens wake up and they can speak out. That is called freedom. Parents need to be wise up, parents need to be cooperative, and that's why I'm running. Because our education in Antioch is very bad, okay, very bad. Because my neighbor, I have neighbor, and they have kids too, I know. I heard from them too, what they're doing. And that's sad. So community need to be empowered. That's my philosophy. If community is going to have a power, then you can get the decision. It's not that I will bring it, but if community don't support you, you cannot do nothing. So community will wake up. American citizens need to be wake up. Antioch residents need to be wake up. They have to cooperate to get success for our future generation. So America go better. Antioch go number one.
Okay, can we, I want to address the issue of the unsheltered population, people who are experiencing homelessness in Antioch. Can you talk about how you would address that and where you think that problem and the solution stand.
Most definitely is plenty charity. And I don't know what the hell charity doing it. The kids don't get the complete things, complete. Even the foster parents, okay? I know all those things. I experience it. Because I walk on the street. What is going on? Nothing. Poor, this is the system. Oh, he's homeless like that. Oh, no. They don't help. They need the help. Like, as a teacher degree, my professor tell me one thing. Rakesh, first lecture, and I have to go speak my first chemistry in 12th grade in my testing. And he advised me, you have to treat everybody equally, because some people are slow to learn, some people are quicker like you, but you have to treat everybody, because God give you brain, everybody equal. They need little bit hints to guide them to go in the proper way. That is the philosophy. That's the way you can succeed all the things. You're going to create doctor, you're going to create engineer, you're going to create software engineer, you're going to create judge, you're going to create police officer too also. But if you treat them good things, then they will do it. Otherwise, it's worthless. You create a million charity, and what they're doing? Nothing. And you're blaming me that homeless people, what you going to do about the homeless people suffering? Because homeless people become homeless for very poor reason that government is supposed to help the parents if they become disabled or losing their job on the time, in tough time. That's the reason. Not only the single mother.
So you want to bring the homeless solutions back to families?
Yes. No, it's a good things. You can help people.
Okay. I'd like to turn to you, Mr. Hernandez-Thorpe. And certainly, Antioch saw an increase in the unsheltered population. Your take on the issue and solutions?
Well, and it's on increase because we hadn't done a lot in a long time. So for about a year and a few months now, we've opened the transitional housing. We master leased a hotel. We used funding from the Biden-Harris administration through ARPA to master lease a hotel and get people situated. So that program's working. We provide showers. We provide hotel vouchers in another hotel. And so there's some of the things that we've been doing for the first time. We've never done anything like that. And what is particularly unique to Antioch and all of Eastern Contra Costa County is that there is no homeless shelter in Eastern Contra Costa County. We're the only region in Contra Costa County that does not have a homeless shelter, congregate homeless shelter. So we've been left to fend for ourselves, and so the city we got frustrated and said we have to do something. So we're doing that. In addition to that, we've also applied for up to close to $6 million from the state to open yet another hotel so we can push people through the transitional housing program. And it works. A lot of our folks who I meet, who have been on the streets are now some of them are in our hotel, and some of those folks now have permanent housing. And we wanted to go towards a solution that actually provided results, not temporary solutions where we would continue to see people cycle out of homelessness and back on the streets. And so I think we've got an idea that seems to be working. It's a matter of building capacity around it. It's interesting to hear people talk because they sound very Republican, which is they have no plan, they have no solutions. They can only blame individuals and families and this and that. But that's not what our role is. My job is not to blame individuals. There are homeless encampments on our streets. I have to deal with them. There are people living in cars. I have to deal with them. I can't just sit there and say, well, you're the problem, and your family who didn't do X, Y, or Z is the problem. We have to physically deal with these challenges. And so we've been doing that, and I hope that we're able to get some more funding from Governor Newsom so we can continue to build capacity.
Both of you guys have referenced how people feel in Antioch. There are obviously the solutions that you guys have proposed, but also a general feeling of people feeling frustrated or unsafe. I'm not saying that that's how people feel, but if there are certain people who express that feeling, what are you doing in terms of, you said you wanted to be positive, in terms of changing the way people feel?
Homelessness is an example. I talk to mayors from across the country. We're all experiencing the exact same thing. In the Bay Area, we're all experiencing most people are frustrated at the homeless situation. But what people can be more frustrated about is cities that don't do anything. Antioch is not a city that hasn't done anything. We have been working towards housing people. Antioch is the second largest city in Contra Costa County. You can't take one experience on this side of town and say that it's a universal experience. There might be an encampment over here, but there might not be encampments on this side of town. So to try to ascribe that experience to other people is not fair, because their frustration over here may be traffic, maybe sideshows, maybe something else completely different than the people experiencing something over here.
Do you feel like, in general, when you talk to voters, that their general feeling is one of understanding their challenges ahead, or do you see the frustration in the voters?
I see people who want us to solve problems, and I see people who are excited about the future of Antioch. There's maybe a few people who think that Antioch is doom and gloom, just like there are a few people who think that the Bay Area is doom and gloom, just like there are a few people who think San Francisco has gone array. I go to San Francisco. Are there parts that are challenging? Yes, but the entire city is not array. That's just not a reality for most people. Stop downing California. Stop downing our communities. People are proud to live in these communities, and we as leaders have a responsibility to ensure that we preserve the feeling of wanting to be in a community. And
Okay.
so we invest and we make the appropriate investments to build a higher quality of life.
I'm gonna have to cut you off so I can let you respond.
What
Yes.
he says, okay. He said he received all the funding, okay. You can check his record as a city council, 2018 in June. Very, very sick motel, only 32 room. He and Ron approved that motel on that time for 900,000. Now they give 32 rooms with the cockroach and mildew and mold, you name it, dirty bed, and he approved 3.5 million for 32 people, and there is 500 homeless. Now, how are you going to be managed? That's called mismanagement, okay? Either you like it or not. Government help. Remember, America has a very, very generous nation. Is help, but is failing in the local level. That is the problem. America give everything, but if people doesn't understand that one, for 32 room, you're going to pay $3.5 million. I have no idea. People tell me those things, okay? Even the homeless people leave their complaint.
Okay. We are reaching the end of a time of a very important conversations. I want to certainly thank you guys both for being a part and answering some of the important questions, understanding there's more to be said. Each candidate is now going to have 2 minutes to make a closing statement. And Lamar Hernandez-Thorpe, I start with you.
Okay, it's the same old Republican talking points, the same old Trump tactics. They're eating dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating pets, cockroaches, 32 millions for 32. Same old scare tactics that we've been listening to for God knows how long. This is why it's so important that we continue to elect Democrats up and down the ballot to ensure that we're bringing the ideas that are solving problems, not just talking points to scare people and scare tactics to get your vote. For the last 4 years, I've worked hard to ensure that we're transforming our city into a place where people want to come to, and they are. That's why we're one of the fastest growing cities in Northern California. I've worked hard to ensure that we're providing solutions. When we had a deficit in officers, I partnered with State Senator Steve Glazer to bring CHP officers to the city of Antioch. We're the only city, as I mentioned earlier, that provides homeless services, the only city that provides a 24-hour care team. We've been building jobs. We are now home to the second largest car transporter in all of the world in our Wilbur corridor. And so I'm excited about the changes that we've made in the last 4 years. But the changes that we've made in the last 4 years need to be preserved and protected, and that's why I'm running for another 4 years to ensure that we bring sustainable funding to these programs that were set up to be temporary, whether it's the hotel. And so I look forward to the next 4 years in addressing all of these challenges.
All right, Christian, I'll give you your 2 minutes for your closing statement.
First of all, thank you, Antioch, and thank you, Lamar, too, for your service, what you did. You keep talking about Democrat and Republican. You can see my logo symbol is a praying rabbit. Because we are the American citizens, praying rabbit. We got nailed both ways, elephant and donkey, both. You said Democratic and Republican. You keep telling me Republican. I am American citizen, and I'm Antioch resident, and I see what is going on in Antioch. It's sad. Because you have to follow your party. That's why you're going to talk like that. Then you bring the cockroach eating, dog eating. That's not. I'm not worried about what people talk. That's only free fun. Okay. You care for the problem. The problem is the important things. What is going on in Antioch. Okay. Like I told you earlier, 32 room you pay 3.5 million, so and there's 500 homeless. You cannot match it. So Antioch, I ask your help. This is your duty, and this is your moment. Prove me American glory, make it Antioch. And I appreciate it. And thanks again, God bless. And this is Rakesh Kumar Christian. Thank you, God bless you.
Okay, thank you to you both for being here. This does conclude today's candidate roundtable for Antioch City Mayor. Once again, your candidates are Rakesh Kumar Christian, Lamar Hernandez-Thorpe, and Ron Burnell, who couldn't be here today. For more information about the candidates, you can visit vote4